Welcome to Matters Podcast, where combat sports, mindset, and real-life lessons collide. Hosted by Derving and Nate, we dive into Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, MMA, and the grind that shapes athletes inside and outside the mat. Every episode we bring stories, strategies, and raw conversations that fuel growth, resilience, and community. Stay tuned because it's more than a fight, it's a lifestyle. Hello, welcome back to My Matters Podcast with Nate and myself. How's it going, man?
Good, how are you?
Doing good, doing good. I have to bring the tent up today. Sun out, going south. Try to get some air. Mainly, I wear tent up so I won't get used to the stereotypical Hispanic farmer's tent. This was sticking the arm out the window, freaking get a farmer's tent.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on my farmer's tent.
Every year, whenever I have to I usually try to get rid of my farmer's tent. I go pressure wash it with tank top and you just cook my shoulders. That's what I end up doing. It's like, fuck, it was a terrible idea. It was great. I always have weird accidents. Speaking of power washing, one year I freaking blew the skin off top of my head. I don't know, top of my foot with a pressure washer.
My gosh.
Because I was barefoot and I freaking step on a hill of fire ants and try to wash them up with the pressure washer. Fuck, it's even worse than the fire ants. Fuck my shit up, man.
Dang.
I was able to wear wrestling shoes for a couple of weeks because of that. Because my foot was freaking skin from the pressure washer. It's like, what a dumbass. What do you do? So my wife said, what do you do that for? So you have to kill the fire ants, like.
I mean, yeah, so the fire ants are no longer a problem.
Yo, yeah. That's like what you go fight a fire with fire or
Yeah,
a nail with another nail.
Yeah.
Terrible idea. Don't do that again, man. How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
This weather's been weird.
It's so weird. Yeah, last week was really good. Actually worked out pretty well. My parents were down last week. Came down from New England. Yeah, so they got to see some nice weather, but now it's back to the cold again for some reason.
Yeah. Because it was 90 some on Saturday. It was frozen ground Sunday morning. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's really, I'm not going to be able to figure this one out.
Somebody was having a joke that the winter and the spring are fighting for custody right now for North Carolina.
Feels like it, yeah.
Because they're not letting go. Usually, I have this stupid hobby of grass, trying to grow grass like decent for a decent yard. That one grass I usually like is Bermuda grass. It doesn't tolerate cold so much, but you don't want to put fertilizer and all that shit before it stop being frozen ground because it's in dormancy anyways.
Right.
So trying to figure out when to add it up. You go, okay, it's 90 degrees. I can do it today, but then tomorrow it's gonna be 30 degrees. So like, can't water it either because it's gonna freeze or get fungus and shit.
Right. Yeah.
So you can never tell which direction it's gonna be.
That's funny.
Because we have a pollen storm, and then we have frozen in freaking windy as hell, like fall.
Yeah.
The next week.
That was super weird. Yeah. Just like, was it Saturday that was super windy or Sunday? Sunday was super windy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's rare for us, I feel like.
Yeah. So I thought we were done with freaking winter. I mean, we have 18 inches already. Come on. Get over it.
Yeah.
We had enough winter. But hopefully, also, it was the April showers bring May flowers.
Yes.
That's it. But we had a drought the whole April.
I know. Yeah, that's the other weird thing. Eventually it'll get back to normal.
Yeah. Learn about I fell the repercussions of a drought. Well, Sunday I started playing soccer now. It's a World Cup year, so I started like pick up playing soccer. I hate running, so but if I play soccer, it's something doing something fun. And like yeah, also like running at the same time. So when I put on these cleats that I bought them 8 years ago, haven't worn them at all. So I put them on to play soccer, and dude, it's been a drought because it's clay. There was no grass.
Okay.
So I was running on clay, and dude, my feet were killing. I feel like broke the bottom of my feet
Yeah.
playing soccer wearing cleats. It's like,
No padding at all.
oh my God, dude. I turned 38 last week, and I can feel it because of that. I bought inserts for my soccer cleats, and I bought some shoes with padding. Like I'm 1 year away from buying Skechers with memory foams. I was doing that low for comfort. So, dude, do you do jujitsu? She's like, yeah, but my feet are tender. I thought for sure, I thought my feet were broken after I was playing soccer. I put my shoes back on, and I'm still feeling the cleats. I was like, oh, man, I'm gonna go walk home. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah, dude. Because I was at the party, my daughter was at the playground. I had to walk all the way up to the playground to get my daughter to go to the car the other way. It's like, dude, I don't think you able to make it, man. It's embarrassing playing soccer. But yeah, man, I'm just gonna start. I try to stick to it. Just sometimes I like to mix it up because I still do jujitsu, but I'll do other stuff like side quests or stuff like that. For the meantime, in getting proof in other areas for the cardio part, because I started running too. That's something I don't know. I told you. I started running Tuesdays and Thursdays. I get up at 4:30 to go to the
Oof.
gym and run. So I think about tomorrow morning because I'm gonna have to get up at 4:30. It's gonna be fun, but it'll be okay. It give me no time. So if I'm 4:30, I'll get ready, go out. I start at 5, be able to get done. 6, come back. And if I have to, I can take a quick nap before the little one wakes up. I can do that as well. Boom. We'll see. But because the little one, she wakes up at 7, so that's why I go so
Okay.
early. So I'll be back, but before she wakes up. And I started wearing a sauna suit because I used to do 20 minutes on the elliptical or the treadmill, and they get 20 minutes in the sauna, but I can cut off that time by wearing the sauna suit.
There you go. Yeah.
And
That's
then work conditioning, heat shock protein that you self-induce because you're hot
efficiency
as
right there.
shit. What's that?
That's efficiency right there.
Yeah, so like great energy right there, bro. Or brown energy, whichever way it is. It depends way you look at it. But I did that, and I also started using that Bas Rutten. Shout out to Bas Rutten for the auto trainer. Trying to get used to using that while running. It's hot and hard to breathe, kind of like that garage at the gym
Yeah.
during the summer. So trying to acclimate myself during that hard to breathe.
Get a head start.
Yeah, you guys were barely accommodating to the heat. I was born in it. I was molded by the heat. You guys don't know shit about this. Meanwhile, in the gym just huffing and puffing with tender feet,
Yeah.
wearing some freaking high heel tennis shoes so my feet won't be hurt. I got I think they're Hoka. Have you heard that brand of shoes? I just got a brand of those. I just look it up. They say which one are best for treadmill in case I want to run on pavement too. So I got those. So I report back afterwards, see how.
Yeah. You'll have to let me know. I've
Yeah,
seen those shoes. They look pretty good. They look pretty comfortable.
yeah. I heard about those as well before we went to Disney. Probably should wear those over there. I got on clouds. Have you heard those on clouds? They're really, really light. But the padding, they have no padding at the bottom.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we were walking like 30 miles a day. So my feet were
Oof.
on pavement the whole time.
Yeah.
My feet were killing me.
Dang. Doesn't sound like
Yeah, you're supposed to be like walking on cloud, but which cloud are you
on
talking about?
pavement.
Dude, it
Yeah,
feels
right.
like this cloud has a couple of hail or some shit like that because this is hard as hell, man. Well, yeah, I guess that's why they're so light because they have no padding at the bottom
It could be.
in the material. But yeah, man, they were. I don't know, for some reason, some shoes they just wear out the sole and it's really, really, really hard. There's been a couple of times I fucked up my shoes like that. And like Relay for Life, I spent a whole night walking. And the two, like those shoes were gone, man, after that.
Really?
Yeah, like I had shout out to Mr. One Testicle, Lance Armstrong. It was this Nike Livestrong running shoes that I got. Was in college. I used to wear for wrestling. I used to go running, and also I wore them like just regularly. So I wore those for the night, Relay for Life. I think it was 6 p.m. I started walking. I started walking to 10 in the morning the next morning, and dude, like my feet were just gone like that.
Yeah, I believe that.
My weekend was done for. I couldn't do anything after that. They're fucked. Well, shout out to Lance Armstrong. But I guess we'll see how some of the shoes are, because I see a lot of people wear those Hokas and Brooks shoes. I usually know. Are you? I don't know about you. Are you a fan of those fake sole shoes? Because I
No.
usually, I'm not. I'm not a big fan either of those, because shorten your heel, your Achilles. It makes you heel strike. That's one main thing that happens when you wear those
Okay.
padded shoes.
Yeah,
Because when
I
you're
believe
running
that.
barefoot, have you ever run barefoot? How many times did you heel strike with your barefoot?
Yeah, maybe one time.
Yeah, on concrete, you do one. That's the only time you get to do that shit. You learn how to do that. And also, if you do heel strike, also encourages bad mechanics for your running. It takes toll on your knees, ankles, and hips. You're running with the brake on.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that's a killer.
So when it's like that, if he's on the treadmill or elliptical, I'll try to get it elevated a little bit. So in that heel strike problem, just have a cadence. Cadence for the most part. Have you heard about that when it comes to running?
I think so, but go. Yeah.
So, what's his name? Brian is his first name. I hear his name right now. This guy, he trains a lot of people for running, endurance training. He used to like do a course for endurance, for CrossFit, triathlons. He wrote a book, Power Speed Endurance. He talks about cadence. So a cadence is how fast you run, but the faster you run, the higher your cadence will be, prevent the bouncing up and down. And
Okay.
you also keep a tempo when you're running, kind of like a beats per minute. I usually use a metronome to run. So you set it at a certain speed. So you go slow, 91. Set at 91, you go slow, and you adjust the speed according to that. So I think it's 5.1 miles per hour at 91. 92 is 5.3 miles per hour. So you set at that speed according to cadence. You have a 92. It only beats whenever you land with your left foot, not with your right one. So you have a this dum 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 dum. So you keep the pace without bouncing so much, and you lean a little bit so that way you don't put too much heel strike on them. Trying to have your feet land under your hips instead of in front of your hips when you're running. It's kind of like a wheel. The less surface area that the wheel touches the ground, that faster it'll run. But you have a flat tire, you land in front of your hip, that'll be a flat tire. A slower run, kind of the same mechanics of that. In most of the time when you're running, not so much you should hip flexor for running, but you use your hamstring and your glutes, which are bigger muscles for you to run, and open your hips for running. Because how many people do you bring their knees up for running? And your
Right.
flex is not as strong as your hamstring and your glutes when you're leaning forward and pulling the hamstring, the heel to your butt, heel to butt, heel to butt. That's how you want to run. And if you want to get a little momentum instead of reaching forward with your feet, lean forward, because that's going to carry momentum. How many times you see kids running? They feel like you see that they're running, they're falling forward, but that's how you're supposed to run anyways. So that's what I learned from that book.
Yeah, it does make sense. It does make sense that heel striking is like breaking. I'd always heard it, it's bad for your posture, not good for your knees, that sort of thing. But yeah, taking it into account for us, like actually reducing speed is an interesting.
Mm-hmm. If you think about the trajectory of your feet whenever you're running, he used the metaphor of the wheel. The more your feet touches the ground, the longer distance it travels, or the more time it's spent in there. It's like a flat tire. But if you have a inflated ball, you just literally it's just like pistons up and down. But it's like you land kind of you not so much heel strike, but you like the middle of your foot strike. So that way it doesn't put too much stress on your ankle or your arch of your foot. Because if you use only on your toes, your arch is going to take a toe or running. You don't want that happening. But you're able to like literally your feet are going to be touching this and up and down. So least time is spent on the ground, and you do that by pulling with your hamstrings and your glutes at the same time as you're running forward. And they're more energy efficient in by keeping the cadence of the way you're running and the speed you want it for. So, for example, 200 meters will be a different pace that you will run at 2 miles. So you adjust that. So you'll say 200 meters probably is 98 cadence, 98 plus. I think 2 miles accumulated was at least like 92 or 91, something like that. So based off that distance that you're running or the you do shuttle runs. So that's what I started for the first 2 weeks. It'll be like 3 drills. So they have different drills that you do for warm-ups. You remember those hollow rocks? So you're like your feet over your head and you're like kind of like doing a V up, but not all the way up, and you rock back and forth so you can get your core going, pulling your hamstring, like kind of like not so much pulling. Well, you see sprinters do those like 1 foot, bring the heel to their butt and up down, and then the other one just keep going, just like pull, pull. Just one side of the leg, and then do the other side, the other leg. Another one for warming up your hamstring is 90 degrees on your knee, and then you bring your foot down, but with resistance. So as you bring your foot down, try have usually you have somebody else pushing your leg down as it's coming down. You try to keep your hamstring engaged, but not fully engaged, and then let go. So that way you warm up your hamstring that way. Another way you can do that is if you can anchor your heels, you know those sit-ups, the thing that you hook your feet so you can sit up, or something you can hold your feet when you do sit-ups. I'm talking about those little bars. But you do the other way. If you kneel down and you have the back of your heel on there, and you're sitting as you're kneeling against it, so you try to keep a torso, hips straight as you falling down kind of to the push-up position. So you only engaging your hamstring. When that was fucking. I think George St. Pierre do those. Fucking suck because your whole body weight
Yeah, that's crazy.
is being held by your hamstring, but it helps you warm up your hamstring.
I mean, I believe that.
But you don't bend at the hip. You have to go all the way down. Just bend at the knee. But that's one way to warm up your hips. That's one of the warm ups for there.
I feel like I'd pop my hamstrings doing that. My God.
Bro, I need doing that shit.
Yeah.
They pull like Carlos Ulberg in his last fight.
Yeah.
But just like so for right now, that's what I'm doing. It's just called for 3. It has a bunch of drills in there.
Mhm.
So you do one drill and do I think it's 20-minute run, like a shorter run, and then come back and do another drill, 10, 20 meters. And then after that, he breaks down 2 sets of 2 exercises. The first one is going to be 30 seconds, 94 cadence. It's between 94 and 96. So 30 minutes on, 1 minute off. So it's 130 in total, but you do those for 4 sets. And then after that, you go in a 91 cadence for 2 minutes on, 2 minutes off. And after that, you start all over again. You do 4 sets of 30 seconds for 94 and 96, and then 2 minutes for a 91, and 2 minutes off. And after that, you do 10 sprints of. For this week, it was 100-meter sprints, 50 meters walk. You either do it barefoot on grass or sand, or you can use a treadmill on an incline and use those zero drop shoes. I feel like Vibro or Merrells. So that way it helps you keep some muscles on your feet. So to prevent the heel strike while sprinting.
Yeah. Dang.
So
That
that's what
sounds brutal.
yeah, and try to do that with the O2 trainer at the same time. That's what I've been doing the last 2 weeks.
Eesh.
I
That
think it,
I mean, I bet you're seeing some improvement.
yeah, like my breathing has been so much better
Yeah,
because you work on so much. It goes so much harder to breathe in with that thing in your mouth. So whenever I take it off when I'm like the rest period or when I'm done, because I don't wear it for after I'm done. I feel like, oh man, I can breathe so much easier because I don't
yeah.
have that much resistance. So my sternum is so freaking like, dude, today I popped my sternum. I guess I was having spasm for freaking breathing like that because I was trying to use my diaphragm breathing. My sternum was like, oh
Too
man,
strong. Too strong for your own frame.
I know, right? And dude, nobody has shit on. I dare you to do knee belly on me, motherfucker. That shit doesn't work on me.
I will throw you off with my lungs.
Man, that's how good it's become. Knee belly ain't a factor anymore. I laugh at you. I changed my brakes with a fucking car on top of me. That's how good I got in my freaking diaphragm breathing. Well, yeah, like if you can feel a difference because you don't feel as much resistance without that in your mouth. I'm still going up in resistance. I should probably start doing it at nighttime because it has like so the smaller gauge is the ones I mean, the bigger the hole, those are the ones you use to do the workout. But the smaller ones, they have breathing exercises for them. You do I think 20 sets, 20 reps of them, breathing in and breathing out while you're sitting. So you can practice those at nighttime without having to do exercises. I should probably start using those just to double dose of them. The exercises, but I don't know if I don't want to overdo my lungs with that.
Yeah.
Coming from somebody that used to be asthmatic.
Yeah, yeah. Save some oxygen for the rest of us, man.
I know, right? Trying to, some Jewish people over here with their big nose are going to be pissed off. Like, fuck, I see some rito. See my wife see me pass out in the freaking toilet like fucking Elvis Presley with that thing in my mouth. Looked like I was snorkeling above water. What a fucking way to go. Pass out because I choked myself. Damn, go on like freaking Anthony Bourdain and choked myself out. Like an idiot. Oh yeah, I'm just going. I report back. I try to do like a. So for the running part, I'm doing 4 weeks of this. It's like an introduction training.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be 6 weeks, but I'm only doing 4 weeks, and then I'm doing 6 weeks of the 5K training part.
Okay.
Because 5K training is different. It makes you warm up even longer. So like warm up for 45 minutes, doing different drills for 45 minutes, and then after that, it has the different parts for the shorter runs and things like that. Just give me like a certain goal to work towards. I think that one is Tuesday, Thursday, and then on Saturdays, optional, you can run a time trial, a mile, so you can see how you do in your mile run. So you can just
Okay.
compare as
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
progress.
Monitor improvement.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So for the mouth part, if I do time trial, I probably do without the mouth guard. See how I do for the conditioning part.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I was telling some of the guys at the gym, like, yeah, I'm working on my conditioning. Like Jonathan, he's like, fuck, he's fucking running now. Well, the guy's like, I'm pretty sure your condition is pretty good because if you stay on top of somebody, you don't have to use much cardio. It's like, true.
You have a point.
Good point. I usually just smother somebody else and just by diminishing their cardio, it makes my cardio even better.
Yeah.
But good point, good point. But for today, just try to break down, well, some couple of news that was going on in the combat sports. My main things was big was Iowa State adding women's wrestling. This seems like so legitimate. I have this problem with this word, legitimatization. Moment is not so much of a fundraiser, but it's more of an investment. It's not a charity, it's more of an investment in the future for women's sport. Yes, it's a growth for women's wrestling as far as because high school participation for women's girls wrestling has like over tenfold over the last 2 or 3 years.
Really?
As far as competition, that's the fastest growing sport currently in high school. Women's wrestling. Yeah. So with NCAA emerging sport status, this helps a lot because it has a pipeline effect of more scholarships for girls, more opportunities, and more long-term careers. There was somebody was trying to make a comparison of the sport. How come wrestling is not seen as a growing sport overall? Because you have to he's trying to compare CrossFit how over some period of time it was so like mainstream. A lot of people were doing it, and it was part of a community. That's what they had. CrossFit, they'll work out their participators, not just spectators. Outside MMA, you see a lot of competitors, but also you have a lot of spectators that do participate and help the sport itself grow. For wrestling, it seems like having that challenge of the spectator side is not as fun to see. And as a competitor side, it is hard to compete. We talked about this last week about the older you get, it's harder for you to compete because the young man's sport. And he said that Jiu-Jitsu is easier than wrestling. Kind of yes and no, do you think? Because it is harder to master Jiu-Jitsu than it be wrestling. Because wrestling is harder to compete that because of the intensity that you have to compete in.
Yeah, I would think it is harder to compete in wrestling just because, yeah, you're right. The intensity is up there.
Yeah. That's why you have what is called those devices? Where
Oh, the
it starts with E.
I want to say EMP, but that's not.
That's EOD or something like that.
Dang, I should know that one.
Did you just get your CPR license? No, not me, man. I got my EOG.
Well, it's not EOD. EOD is explosive ordnance disposal.
I was looking end of day. That's what I was looking at for emails.
AED.
AED, that's right.
Yeah.
What's that for?
Automated external defibrillator.
That's right. Can I shock your heart back into rhythm?
Yep.
That's why they have those. If they have an older. Well, right now the US Open is going on, and they have a brackets 35 plus and 45 plus.
Okay. Wow.
So
yeah, they must have one handy.
They actually give you the pros before you go into your match, so that way when
They get picked up easy.
yeah, put it under your singlet, keep it at all times. You get a towel and one of those patches in case they have to use it. Do you have any pacemakers? Just for just for the in case.
Just curious.
But man, yeah, that's like going back. Like, yeah, it's hard for the sport itself. But one thing I was bringing up was women's wrestling could help with that, with the sport itself, because more girls participating. Girls are usually can be a little catty when it comes to clicks and things like that. But when they decide to help each other, you see a lot of girls in teams. They do bring a community. You see a lot of their families come together and spectators to see them come and compete as well. That's what can help the sport too. Because whenever I see the wrestling part, see wrestling tournaments for girls high school, see a lot of moms, dad, and the families come and see all their sisters and teammates. They rally after each other.
Yeah.
During the competition part.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You know, having sons and daughters who can compete will definitely bring the whole family out for events like that. So that's good.
Yeah, how many times you seen Jiu-Jitsu? A lot of girls that whenever they had girl seminars and great. I think it's Gloss one thing that girls of the Southeast or something that they have a group. I think it's like a club of different gyms that they meet in different gyms every so often. I think it's once a month. It's one of them. I'm not sure they still do that, but I think they used to have kind of like a scholarship. So they'll pay for your competition for a whole year if you win that within their club. How fun is that?
Yeah, right? Dang, get a lot out of that.
Oh, yeah. Spend the competition, you get paid for it? Yeah. Sign me up. But that's one of the things I've seen in Jiu-Jitsu side. Also probably help in wrestling too. Because you help with the spectator side. It helps with the competition side. It helps grow the sport itself too. In this Iowa State adding a program, it's a Big Ten program as well. In the conference, Iowa has a women's wrestling program, and Iowa State has one as well.
Okay. Huh.
Do you think but men's wrestling took a while for it to get right. I think the first time I remember seeing in ESPN was like in 2011, but maybe he's been there before that. Nationals. in the last few years, I've seen it go not so much mainstream, the main ESPN, but other ones like ESPNU, ESPN2. Some of those matches, championship matches, quarterfinals, semis, they have been coming to the mainstream over the last few years. Do you think the women's wrestling eventually will rival men's wrestling in popularity?
I mean, that's hard to say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Will it rival it? I maybe. I don't know. Because even though it's growing as much as it is, I don't know that. Because I feel like, well, okay, put it in perspective. I feel like, at least, jiu-jitsu wise, it doesn't matches for both, but I feel like there are far fewer, women's matches.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe a lack of. I just don't think there's going to be quite as much participation from.
Bless you.
Yeah, thank you. I don't think there's going to be quite as much participation as with the male bracket.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pool competition is smaller or women. Hopefully they'll be able to explore. You mean even like whenever you talk about that girls competition, you have a super. We have they have a well, we have a superstar right now, Helen. She's a big superstar. She's young, but she doesn't get as much notoriety. Like as far as like Mickey Musumeci and other people, like
Yeah, true, true.
I think she's more dominant than him to a certain extent.
Yeah, I would say that. As far as like, yeah, nobody's even standing a chance against her.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But I feel like, yeah, in some ways, it kind of feels like the same thing is that she's running out of competition. You know, she's kind of beat all the good names.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many that I can think of left to, that would be, an exciting match.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I think that kind of plays into it's a smaller pool of
Yeah.
competition.
What's the girl that just beat Fionn Davis in UFC BJJ? She's 19 years old. I think I can see her going against Helen
Yeah.
because they're almost the same age, right? Because Helen is 18, 19.
Yes, I think so. If she's even that, Asia Mura.
Yes, yes, and she's mainly like a she did mostly wrestling against Fionn Davis, so I can see her against Helen.
Yeah,
That'd be an interesting fight.
you said she did mostly wrestling against Fiona.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I don't know that would go well for her. Then
No.
Fiona just pulls guard. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's her thing.
And she went from blue belt to black belt in 2 years. Mora. She moved from Brazil to here to the United States, and she has their own gym in Texas too. All in. She said all in. Bet the house.
I guess so. Dang,
And now she's a UFC BJJ champion.
that's
Against
pretty
Fionn
cool.
Davis.
That's really impressive. I think Fiona Davis is like probably the biggest jiu-jitsu female name right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would think,
Mm-hmm.
but
Adele's getting up there now. Fornino, I can't remember her last name. I always struggle with her name.
yeah, I know.
Or Fornarino. But yeah, she's getting up there because she's beating mostly everybody. She beat Alex, I think, in the last one, UFC BJJ as well. So, you know what her nickname is? Daddy. Yeah. Liddell lost a decision against Helena in CGI too. Remember? It was like a really close match. CGI too. And she lost against a split decision against Fionn Davis last year as well. So that'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be.
That'd be the trifecta of the bracket. Fionn Davis, Adele, and Helena.
Yeah, there we go.
That'd be fun. Who did Adele lose? Silva, that's what she lost against. She lost against somebody in ADCC. The finals. Because she was the youngest, remember? She was the youngest teenager to place in silver in ADCC. I can't remember who she lost against. Which is the lady that they call the goat in BJJ? The lady goat, I think that's what they call it.
Lady Goat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
I get confused with somebody else. No, I get confused with Bia Mesquita. Because Bia Mesquita lost against Fionn Davis in ADCC a point. Bia Mesquita, she's freaking good. She does MMA now. She just fought recently, March 14. Like in Monster Round Red Dog, she won by rear naked choke the first round. But her jiu-jitsu is legit. But for wrestling, it'd be nice to see. It's kind of like the dilemma: women's soccer and men's soccer in the United States. Men's soccer is not up there in the world level, but women's soccer is always they're like in the top four in the World Cup every time they play. Even in the Olympics, they place up there too. So I wonder if the same thing will happen in the women's wrestling. All these programs are starting.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting.
Do you think is you shack it up to the United States is the country of opportunities in which other countries women will not have the opportunity or the facilities to train as good as here?
I think that's at least some of it. Yeah, I really do. Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, if you want to, you can probably do it here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, other countries you have customs where you can even wear a singlet.
Exactly. Yeah.
So let alone compete or practice with another man in the room. So the chance of opportunity there is difficult for the countries to become good at that sport for that reason. But you have other countries that are really disciplined and they're really, really fucking good when it comes to wrestling. Japan, they are fucking good. They're one of those. I think somebody talked about their practices. He went to practice with them, and they practice on a single leg for like 2 hours. Practice just single leg for 2 hours straight. Like honing skills. But maybe they just did that because he was there just to fuck with him.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it doesn't work with your flow in technique if you only practice one move at a time.
Right.
Have to put sequences and things like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, maybe they were. I don't know.
Because they're good at sequences as well as follow-ups and different move. Because you only practice one single move.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the sequences are far more important.
Mm-hmm. In Lister, he talks about moves. The way he teaches it backwards. Oh, the sequence of starting from a tie up or all the way to the finish. He teaches the finish first. So you have a lock in, and then he works on different setups to get to the finish. So by the time you get to the finish, it's already right there. You have to fumble, trying to mess around, like how to go for finish because you have it in your brain. What do you think about that approach?
This is interesting. I mean, that way you know what you're working towards, so maybe it clicks a little bit better why you do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will say that is a difficult thing for some moves is, you know, when your coach is going over a move and he's saying this is important, remember this, but you don't really know why you're remembering it. At least for me, I have a harder time remembering it, even though I know it's important, than if I know where it's going and I know what the objective is and I know, okay, like this is why I remember it. It helps me reconstruct things in my head better to do it that way. I mean, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that works for everybody, but
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I could see that being pretty effective.
Yeah, because I also under high stress, getting the finish is difficult because you get so focused on getting something. How many times, for example, the leg lock side of it, people get so focused on the ankle and finishing that heel hook on that side. But meanwhile, the hip is wide open, they can just jump over you.
Get to lock everything else in.
Everything just comes collapsing on you. Next thing you know, you're holding ankle on mount, on their mount.
Yeah, not
Well,
so useful anymore.
no, well, we ignore 50% of the body, but meanwhile, you ignore 90% of the body. That will go for the other 50% that nobody talks about. But yeah, that is interesting. Kind of just owning that finish, so that way you know when you get there to get that, because that part can be difficult sometimes. I gotta you just like freaking dog, like it's so excited for getting to the finish, but you don't really go for it. You're so excited. But he talks about that during explaining the Achilles and the Toho. He talks about that. He goes over first how to finish and then how to go get there for different positions. Um, Another news, we have Brett Metcalf. He was hired as the head coach for Iowa State. which is interesting because the former head coach, uh, Dressler, I think that's his name, he didn't really he didn't get fired from the program. He's part of, I guess, like the president. So you know how you have AD, athletic director of that's the Department of Sports, but he's going to be the director of wrestling. So he'll overlook the men's wrestling and the women's wrestling program. Meanwhile, the assistant coach was moved as a head coach. So he seems confusing at first, but then if you look at it, he does help the head coach a lot, having somebody like that. Because he focused on the fundraising part, he's setting up hotels, all different stuff, recruiting part. Just let the head coach do the coaching, programming for the practices. It opens up so much. It takes a little bit of stress because you have to wear. Remember when we talked up to OT as a wrestling coach in college? How many hats he has to wear? Yeah. So I guess he helps in. He's a good guy, Brett McCaff. If you're having the help, OT he talks about. He even posted it online. He has to get food for the wrestler for the trip, and also when they post weigh in meals for whenever they are traveling. All that he had to get that before they go on the trip. They had to get all uniforms have to be clean, bags have to be ready. So the wrestlers all that they have to get all the stuff done. So it takes a lot of freaking time. But if you have an overlook for that and you only have to focus on getting your wrestlers better, dude, that's a big plus.
It's not only a program for the team in general, but also, a good coach is going to help individuals as well. You have to kind of cater to different styles of student.
Mm-hmm.
So
And personalities as well.
Yeah. So yeah.
Big plus of the help.
Yes.
Brett McCaff, instead of breaking down, he was a NCAA champion for Iowa. That's what makes it interesting. He wrestled for Iowa, but he coaches Iowa State. Now, as a head coach, usually it's the opposite way.
Yeah.
Iowa State coaches usually start there and they go the other place. A notable one, it will be Dan Gable. He only lost one match. It was his senior year, his last wrestling match in college.
Yes.
He lost. That's the only one he lost. He went to win the Olympics, and then he coached Iowa to become the big powerhouse that it was during the 90s and 80s. And then another notable mention, coach Iowa State. He wrestled for Iowa State. He coached Iowa State for 2 years. And then he got a deal under the table during the summer. His name is Cal Sanderson. He coaches at Penn State right now. He started at Iowa State. What a steal that was. But now we have Brett McCaff. He was a former NCAA champion under Iowa. He was a multiple-time All-American, 2-time national champion, 2008 Haas Trophy winner, which is the equivalent of the Heisman Trophy in college football. He was known for the Iowa relentless pace, aggression, cardio pressure style. That's what I love about Iowa. Iowa is known for being the stalkers. They're stalk, and just cooking you the whole time. He's a world team member in freestyle. He's great for the program because he brings credibility instantly. His coaching mentality, his great work ethic, culture that he has. And he has already coached national champions as David Carr under him. David Carr, I think he's 2-time national champions under him. One of the notable matches for Brett McCaff was when he went against NC State Darian Caldwell. Because for some reason, Darian Caldwell was kind of like an Achilles heel for him. He had a early season tournament, and the spladle move. It's kind of like the trunk position, but instead of being behind them, you're in front of them. So there's. Let me look it up. Probably seeing Brock Hardy getting spladle, our banana split. You see it?
Yeah.
That is the spladle.
God.
It is embarrassing.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Yeah. Embarrassing, painful. Go down the list.
All of that. But he became famous for the me share here. So Brett McCaff got caught in this position here. So how do you set it up? Is by somebody has your leg. So if somebody has your leg, You can let it have your leg, and you push their head down and jump to the other heel and catch. So you kind of like get a hook on this leg right here, and the other one has the. So all the way goes to the leg, and they do a forward roll, and they're stuck in this position, and that's how you get pinned there. It is really impressive. In this particular sequence, his shoulders are above the guy's torso right now, so he didn't get pinned. So he had to stay there for the remaining. I think it was like a minute or two left of the match. First thing is that just stay like that. But
Sit there. Yeah, not much you can do.
yeah, it's like fuck, man. Can you give me some water or something? But now you see the reason why they call it the banana split. That position. But Brett McCaff got caught in that by Darian Caldwell because he has a like aggressive pace. So you get a little too aggressive. If somebody knows to do this move, stack your head down, grab your far ankle, and flip you over, you're stuck on your back. So that's what Darian Caldwell did. I think it was not that season, but the one season after that is with the IEO 2009 because he won. Brett McCaff won 2008 Nationals. He had to wrestle Darian Caldwell in the finals of in the Brett McCaff was winning. Not McCaff, but Darian Caldwell was winning. And he was like a couple of seconds left. He started like running around. And he did a backflip. But when he was doing the backflip, it was in the middle of the air. Brett McCaff pushed him, and he almost pushed him off the stage when he did that. So that's one of the most noticeable things about Brett McCaff when he was in college, pushing him Darian Caldwell off the stage. Circling back to now that he's a coach, David Carr, whenever he was in nationals, he was doing the same thing. He was trying to do a backflip, and then Brett McCaff grabbed him. He went to the backflip in nationals because of bring bad memories. That's a running joke. He's gonna push his own guy off the stage for that. His PTSD. They have Vietnam flashback of Darren Cole the backflip in the finals. But he is, according to Jordan Burroughs, he used to be roommate with Brett McCaff. So he's a good guy. He's a test guy, and then when you peel the layers of him, he's a really good teammate as well. And a lot of people that, well, in the case of David Carr, he said that he's one of the coaches that you run through brick wall for him because he's that good of a coach, and he's able to do individuals with you, things like that. And the good thing about whenever you're hiring for a coach, you're usually defining the culture for that team for the next 10 to 20 years. It's just not something that you just do. But it's just nowadays, a lot of professional teams, they don't hire the coaches for long. They keep it, especially on the soccer side, they keep it like a rotating door for a lot of them. In the NFL side, you see a lot of coaches that get fired nowadays. I don't know how many coaches that were hired recently that were fired from last season. But especially in the college side in wrestling, you have coaches there for a while. Tom Brands in Iowa, he's been there for 20 years. Tom Bryan, 20 years. I think John Smith, he was there for a while. He's like almost 30 years coaching for Oklahoma State. Excuse me. But then Kel Sanderson has been there since 2009, 2010. It's almost 16, 17 years. So whenever you hire somebody, you want to make sure that somebody that lines up with the culture of the program. And Brett McCaff, he had already been assistant coach for a while there with Derek St. John out of Iowa. So it was a good hire as a head coach there. But he was one of those guys. Remember we talked about before about eligibility in college, about how some of these guys, they have 7 years of eligibility sometimes. Like because you have the cover year, that's 1 year. You have regular redshirt, and you have Olympic redshirt, which is kind of shitty because Olympic redshirt, you don't even have to try for the team. You can just say that you're going to do Olympic redshirt. So you give you extra year. You don't even have to try for the team. You don't even have to make the team. You only have to say that you're going to Olympic redshirt because it's Olympic year. So you give you extra year. And then you have 4 more years of eligibility of your regular eligibility period. So that's why some guys are able to do 7 years in college. Get 2 degrees out of that shit. But in the case of Brett McCaff, he got screwed because at the time, Tom Brands was the head coach of Virginia Tech, and he started there as a freshman, as a redshirt in Virginia Tech. During that time, Tom Brands, he got hired as the head coach for Iowa. So he transferred to Iowa. If you are transferring from Division One to Division One during that time, you have to sit out a whole year. So he lost a whole year eligibility. So he was, I think it was a 2 or 3 time, yeah, I think it was 3-time finalist. But he was able to have a fourth one because he had to sit a whole year because he transferred from Virginia Tech to Iowa. So that's one of those guys that got screw eligibility because of that. And they had changed that since. Because I mean, transfer portal exists for a reason. Now, guys, they don't transfer portal and they don't lose a freaking month of eligibility just to see what their market value is. But back then, they were just, if you transfer from Division One to Division One, you're losing a whole year. You're not eligible for that year to compete. That sucked because they robbed him 1 year of being national champion because of that.
Yeah, that's pretty strict.
But they did the other way around, and now you have the transfer portal. That kids not staying in the same program. See who had offering the better money to compete. But himself, Brett Metcalf, he doesn't build champions. He built pressure machines because I can imagine those if somebody that has a high discipline, really aggressive, I can imagine those practices in there under him as a coach. The people that he's going to build. I want to see how he does in there as a head coach.
Do you have good feelings, you think?
Yes, because he has experience of being aggressive and being coached and somebody aggressive that have a lot of guys that injury prone. But he also has seen the other side of the balance, being coached by those people, in which is a good thing because how many people that have been grind into the ground by somebody that was a terrible coach, they learn from the experience and take the good things out of the coach that make them successful and make the athletes successful, and was they find the balance of to get the best out of your guys without breaking it down so much. And also, it kind of ties back to the thing we talk about, seeing the end game or the end results of the finishes. He's able to explain them better why there's a means to an end and the reason why they do things because he has been on that side. Rather than the coach that just grind to the ground just because of being tough. At a certain point, everybody's tough when it gets to the upper echelon. You have to find a way what separates you from the rest.
Yeah, that is interesting. And yeah, you're right.
Because you can only run to a couple of fishes, but once you get to the semis and quarterfinals, everybody's tough and everybody has earned their spot to get there. What have you done
To walk over people at that.
No, they won't let you. They come here to smash you in your face. Hey, if you come in here with a little life footage, a little too iron the ass, you're gonna get fucked up. And they don't give a damn. Because you deserve it. And they deserve to be there. Just like you are.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying that Dan Gable was taking his guy lightly, but in the finals, he only has 1 match left. He was done with college and he got beat by a guy. Did he take it too lightly?
It does seem like something that.
Mm-hmm. How many times have you seen? Well, I've seen a couple of times this year. People in race, the team Tom DeBlanc posted a video of this guy. They were on I think it's a marathon. The guy was celebrating before he crossed the line. The guy just came sprinting past him. I see another guy. I think he was a teacher in, I think it's Chicago. He's running a marathon. This guy was celebrating on there to like, he just sprinted the last few meters and passed the guy that was winning the race and beat him. Like, it's not over until it's over.
So dumb.
Don't celebrate or don't take too lightly until it's over. Another example was Jerry Prochaska. He thought that he had it in the bag. When he was going against Carlos Oberg, he was injured. He's like, oh yeah, I just had to finish this guy here, and then boom, he got finished. Save the emotion for after the match. Don't do the match because it will come and bite you. Oh yeah. Kill or be killed. That is the rule. Speaking of killers, Khamzat Chimaev joins Real American Freestyle, RAF. He's currently an undefeated UFC champion. He's dominant in grappling base, the way he ragdoll Dricus Duplessis in his last match. He's known for his overwhelming pressure and control. One chink in his armor was his conditioning, but now he trains under Calavita. I think that's the coaches. He has the garage of nightmares. The things that he put people through in that garage is It has a lot of air dam machines, rowing, push leads. A couple of guys that go in there to train is Aaron Pico, Saryukin, Arma Saryukin, Helen Morales. She says she has nightmare about that damn garage when he's trying to get ready for the Olympics and those kind of things. That might be the connection why Hamza decided to join RAF, because Arman currently competes in there in a Real American Freestyle. But also, this is the first UFC level star that's a champion that signed for the organization for our American Freestyle. He's known for his grappling, but that got him there to the become a champion. But it is interesting that the UFC was willing to let a champion compete in a different organization. Something that you see before.
Yeah, that is a bit strange. Maybe because it's wrestling? I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I don't know. I can think of any UFC champion competing in ADCC while they're champions. Have you? I've seen early in their careers they compete in ADCC like Chris Wyman, Jacare, Tito Ortiz, Matt Hughes, Chris Wyman. They all compete in ADCC, but that was early in their career when they were in the grappling part, not when they were actively champions or they're more successful in MMA.
He didn't ask permission. He's only asking.
Yeah, it is freaking. I'm such a man. Smash everybody. Do you think more UFC fighters will follow? Because we have a couple of them because we had a couple of them that were retired are no longer in the roster, like Chad Mendes, Uriah Faber, Henry Cejudo, and other guys. They compete in there, but now you're seeing active MMA fighters like Arman in there, Colby Covington. Yeah, and it gives you another source of revenue for them too, and exposure for the organization as well, which it win-win from on both sides. But yeah, this is interesting how they were able to get him. But I mean, if they don't get hurt, as long as they don't pull some silly shit that Arman's did. Did you see what he did to Uriah Faber? He pushed him off the stage before they fell off the stage. He had a during the last match. He just had a single leg. He just kept driving, driving. They went off the stage and they landed on concrete. Because dumbass, why would you do that? As long as they do something like that, I can see they keep allowing that. Hopefully, this will revive mainstream wrestling interest. You see some people. The only thing I wish they won't do it just on Fox Nation, because they just bottleneck the exposure of the event itself. Because they do like the prelims, I guess, part of the matches. They do YouTube, but then they cut it off and they just go straight to Fox Nation. But if there was another way they'd be able to stream it, so people be able to see it, that would be nice. Boom.
Maybe not to the same extent, but I think that it'll be to the same extent as the UFC. These guys are only training one thing. I think that's kind of the beauty of it, is that he's mastered enough of several different things to dominate. But I mean, wrestling being his specialty, dominate. These other guys now, all they do is train wrestling. So I think they should stand a better chance.
Yeah. I noticed something else. I can't remember who pointed out. Somebody pointed out that when he goes for attacks, he attacks a lot of body locks. So instead of going usually double legs, he goes body lock every time. So yeah, whenever he always gets that. So if he misses, he goes to your back and he's talking body lock.
Somebody asked Mighty Mouse what he would do if he was facing him. He's like, I'd let him body block me. I asked, what? So yeah, I'd let him body lock me. It ties up his arms. Very interesting.
Yeah, for wrestlers, it'll be difficult to
Exactly.
They make you pay for it. But although I've seen him, I don't know how much live that was, because I remember there was a video going around that he was going against. Also, it was a smaller weight class. I think it was like 74 kilos. 2024 Olympic gold medalist that he was going against, and he was beating him up in the grappling match in practice. But also that was practice too. I don't know how much live that was going on during that time. Also, he's a bigger guy, but now he's going against bigger guys. Like him versus Caldeck, that would be interesting. Kid Dynamite, I think he's a cruiserweight champion. Then 195, I think he's the champion. That'd be interesting. Him versus Khamzat Chimaev. Because Calde has been going around. He's the 4-time NCAA champion in 4 different weight classes. Only one-on-one. I think it's 165, 157, 149, 141. So he won. Though that would be interesting, him versus Khamzat Chimaev. Those two go broke. It's full send. Even though he's a little older, Calde, but he's still in his own sport. Yeah. I hope this helped develop the sport wrestling. Several things that we talked today, as far as women's wrestling, growth, expanding the base of the sport, Metcalf hire, building an elite system, culture of a team, Khamzat Chimaev, bringing the mainstream attention from a different sport of MMA. As a champion, he's currently competing actively, defending the championship against Sean Strickland in New Jersey. Is that the July card? I think. Because June is the White House card, then the one after that is July in Newark, New Jersey. So it is nice to bring some of that, kind of like the aftermath of that, to also the wrestling, the RAF, Real American Freestyle. Coincidentally, it's after the White House card, Real American Freestyle card. But I don't have anything for today. Do you have anything today? Okay. You wanna close out?
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the cast. Give us a listen on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Follow us on Instagram. Let us know what you like and what you don't like. See you guys next time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Mad Matters podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube, so you never miss an episode. Drop us a review, share with your training partners, and keep rolling on and off the mat. Until next time, keep fighting, keep learning, keep growing.